Brought to you by Penguin.
Many years ago I saw, in Bath, a very large American lady towing a huge tartan suitcase very fast on little rattly wheels which caught in the pavement cracks and generally gave it a life of its own. At that moment the luggage was born. Many thanks to that lady, and everyone else in places like Power Cable, Nebraska, who don't get nearly enough encouragement. This book does not contain a map. Please feel free to draw your own.
Sourcery by Terry Pratchett. Read by Colin Morgan with Bill Nighy and Peter Serafinowicz. There was a man, and he had 8 sons. Apart from that, he was nothing more than a comma on the page of history. It's sad, but that's all you can say about some people. But the 8th son grew up and married, and had 8 sons. And because there is only one suitable profession for the 8th son of an 8th son, he became a wizard. And he became wise and powerful, or at any rate powerful, and wore a pointed hat, and there it would have ended. Should have ended. But against the lore of magic, and certainly against all reason, except the reasons of the heart, which are warm and messy and, well, unreasonable, he fled the halls of magic and fell in love and got married, not necessarily in that order. And he had 7 sons, each one from the cradle at least as powerful as any wizard in the world. And then he had an 8th son, a wizard squared, a source of magic, a sorcerer. Summer thunder rolled around the sandy cliffs. Far below, the sea sucked on the shingle as noisily as an old man with one tooth who'd been given a gobstopper. A few seagulls hung lazily in the updrafts, waiting for something to happen. And the father of wizards sat among the thrift and rattling sea grasses at the edge of the cliff, cradling the child in his arms, staring out to sea. There was a royal of black cloud out there, heading inland, and the light it pushed before it had that deep syrup quality it gets before a really serious thunderstorm. He turned at a sudden silence behind him, and looked up through tear-reddened eyes at a tall hooded figure in a black robe.
"Ipslaw the Red,"
it said. The voice was as hollow as a cave, as dense as a neutron star. Ipslaw grinned the terrible grin of the suddenly mad, and held up the child for Death's inspection. "My son," he said. "I shall call him Coin."
"A name as good as any other,"
said Death politely. His empty sockets stared down at a small round face wrapped in sleep. Despite rumour, Death isn't cruel, merely terribly, terribly good at his job. "You took his mother," said Ipslaw. It was a flat statement, without apparent rancour. In the valley behind the cliffs, Ipslaw's homestead was a smoking ruin, the rising wind already spreading the fragile ashes across the hissing dunes.
"It was a heart attack at the end,"
said Death.
"There are worse ways to die. Take it from me."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?